As you can see, in the mid 80s for today with all that great sun, and the dry conditions prevail for tomorrow, hump day, 88 degrees, and then the 4th of July, maybe a few thunderstorms. Doesn't look like a washout though, so happy to report that right now. Looking at where the numbers are in terms of how much rain we've had, you can see the dividing line just north of the cities, much less falling, about a quarter inch towards St. Cloud, over an inch and almost 3/4 here in the Twin Cities, and very heavy amounts in the southwestern corner of the state and also towards the southeastern corner, as we noticed last night as well. So a chance now, really good news for agricultural interest, is to start drying out some, as you can see here. Well, these are some storm reports from last night, and a big impact. We were talking about very strong winds as this tornado touched down, but no evidence of any kind of damage, which we're glad to see, of course. There where the clouds are right now, just now south, traveling through the cities here in Golden Valley, getting in on some of that nice sunshine, and you can see the rest of the state all with bathed with some sunshine. No severe weather risk for us, as you can see. A good swath of geography is going to be spared that. Slight risk off to the west of us, as you can see, going through the rest of today. So things still percolating, obviously, at this time of year. Microcast showing what's going on. Get these clouds on out of the way. Get these nice breaks in here as we move on into the afternoon time. Those temperatures climb up as a result of that. Then we take you on into Wednesday in the afternoon time. We see some redevelopment in just to the south, it looks like, and we'll see some storming activity the beginning up to the north and the west. You see another area of more unsettled weather happening towards the evening on Wednesday, but the Twin Cities mostly spared from any of that until after dark, it's looking like. Then we get into Thursday, and it looks like it'll be more scattered in its variety. So take a look now, as you can see what the numbers are looking like. A warm one on the way for today with 85 anticipated. Going to climb even more as we go through the next several days. We'll get close to that 90-degree mark. A lot of folks been waiting for this a long time. That's 4th of July with right near 90 degrees. And those dew points also, you can see climbing as well until we get to the weekend, and it gets a lot better as we go on into Saturday. Look at that, 50 for the dew point. It seemed like fall almost, and then it climbs up very tolerably towards Sunday, as you can see, in the upper 50s, near 60 for that dew point. So a lot less moisture in the atmosphere. Today, though, we're going to say sunshine with muggy conditions in the mid 80s for the afternoon highs. And there's the rest of the story as we take you on into Friday with 87. Scattered thunderstorms a possibility, much more isolated into your Saturday and Sunday as we see some of that drier air invade the area again. It is summer, no doubt about it.